Big news from the world of tech. Apple is betting big on its new iPhone, ramping up production to record levels to the tune of 90 million new phones by the end of the year. WSJ Apple reporter Daisuke Wakabayashi joins us with details. Hi, Dai. Thanks for being with us. So it looks like Apple's suppliers certainly have their work cut out for them, and the company is considering bringing on a third assembler. Is that to avoid long waits that the people endured when they wanted to buy the 6 Plus?
Yeah, that's part of the issue. And part of the issue is also to, diffuse some of the risk if, let's say, one assembler encounters a problem or something. And basically, it's to make sure that once the new iPhone is out, that the people who want it can get it in their hands as quickly as possible.
So around 90 million orders. Dai, this is a lot of business that's going overseas. So now that Apple is diversifying some of its suppliers in China, I wonder, has production in the U.S. been explored, or is that just a non-starter?
I think it's going to be very difficult for a product like the iPhone. Apple has moved some of its production to the U.S. for things like the Mac Pro, which is kind of a very high-end computer. But for something like the iPhone, the whole infrastructure is basically based in China. So you have, you can imagine all the components that go in it are pretty much, available in China. So the displays and the various components and widgets that go in it are all there. And so all the assemblers are Taiwanese based, but they all have their manufacturing operations in China. And so, the awesome task of trying to hire hundreds of thousands of people for those production lines is also another challenge. And, a place like China makes that a little bit easier than, the United States.
It's set up for it. All right. Now, Apple was a bit of a latecomer to the larger smartphone market until it released the 6 Plus. Does Apple feel that so many people are already ready for the upgrade?
Yeah, I think, Apple tends to work in this, what we call a tick-tock cycle. The tick is what happened this past year, which was a major design change, so like a big display. And then a tock year is a kind of a refinement to that original model. And so, I think that a lot of people tend to wait for the tock years where Apple kind of works out some of the kinks of the new designs and, figures out how to do things a little bit better. And so we do expect to see, some people who have waited for the kind of refinements. And the other issue is a lot of people are on 2-year contracts and maybe they upgraded with the 5S. And so here, 2 years later, they'll have an opportunity to upgrade with the new phones.
All right. Well, what do we know about the new iPhone? Is it expected to have the same screen size and resolution as the current 6 and 6 Plus models?
So based on what we're hearing, it's going to be pretty much the same. So as the 6 and the 6 Plus. So 4.7-inch screen and 5.5-inch screen. Screen resolutions will be largely the same. The one major hardware change that we were hearing about, aside from kind of a faster processor and stuff like that, is that a feature called Force Touch, which Apple has put into the Apple Watch and some of its latest Macs. And basically, it can give you different it can give the phone different instructions based on how hard you push. And so a light tap is different than a heavy push. And so it might bring up different directions. If you want to think about it, it might be like pushing left on your mouse or right on your mouse. It kind of does different things. And so they're looking like they're going to put that in the phones.
All right. Well, I'm sure there will be plenty of takers. Dai, thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.